very good. We good? All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I think we're officially at afternoon. We're very close. Welcome to the Philips Forum here. We're glad to have you with us. My name is Paul, and I'm the host this week. We still have one or two spaces available if you'd like to join us. I imagine we'll get to standing room pretty quickly because we have a great presentation for you. Now, throughout the rest of the day, even though it's the final day, we have outstanding presentations with different speakers, topics on population health and advanced analytics, clinical informatics, all kinds of stuff. So if you grab a schedule before you go, there is a presentation at the top of the hour for the next 3 hours too. We've got a great one for you here, though, a co-presentation with two of our senior leadership folks, not just from Philips, well, one of ours and one from our partners at Salesforce. So we're very excited to have Bulent with us and Steve, and we're going to start in just a moment with that. So please feel free to grab a spot, and we'll be underway. Again, the schedules are over there, and we'd love to talk to you further. We've got all of our folks here, so if you have any questions, please let us know. But right now, let me welcome you officially to the Philips Connected Health Forum. As I said, Philips and Salesforce are here together today. They formed a strategic alliance in 2015 to realize their connected health vision, which is specifically tackling care coordination for chronic patients. The initial success was proven through the Philips eCare Coordinator and eCare Companion provider patient apps, which we introduced in 2015 to support home telehealth programs. These apps are already lowering the cost of healthcare across the world. And building on that triumph, the two companies continued to develop applications and integrate Salesforce customer success platform with our Health Suite platform, which helps patients to manage COPD and diabetes type 1, among others. So today, as I said, we're very excited to have with us Bulent Shinarkaya. He is the Vice President of Industry and Product Management at Salesforce. And with him is our host, Steve Jepson, who's the Vice President of Healthcare Innovation Services right here at Philips. So please help me welcome them both now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. So I'd like to start by orienting the audience here to what we call the health continuum. So starting with what we call healthy living through prevention, through diagnosis, treatment, and home care. This is what we call the health continuum. So this really is our North Star. This is what guides the Philips corporate strategy. So a few words on each segment. So healthy living. So for example, before you become a patient, Philips has many solutions and products, some of which you can see here. So for example, we have an FDA-regulated heart watch. This heart watch measures things like activity, sleep, heart rate, and it's a medically regulated device. We also have connected weight scales, blood pressure cuffs. So think of the Internet of Things. We have a industry-leading position in healthy living. Going to prevention, we have the Sonicare connected toothbrush. Many of you probably have it. It's a very popular item. We have other programs for pregnant women and babies to promote healthy births. So diagnosis. Most people think of Philips as a big equipment company, MRIs, CAT scans, ultrasounds, monitoring, which we still do. We are industry leader in diagnostics. Treatment, a lot of industry-leading, so like image-guided therapies for cardiovascular, for radiation, and then into the home care or the medical home. So Philips has industry-leading solutions. We have our Lifeline. Many people are familiar with that. We have programs to help people stay at home and age well at home. We have our hospital-to-home solutions that Paul mentioned. It's built actually on the Salesforce platform. This allows for connectivity between the caregivers and the patients, audiovisual consults, telehealth. So to guide this discussion here, the care continuum, which is our North Star, and all underpinned by our Health Suite platform, which is a next generation cloud platform. And I'd like to start by talking about three trends that we're seeing, and I think a lot of you are seeing some of the same trends. So let's start with consumer. Consumers are increasingly becoming engaged in not just their healthcare, but also their health. They're trying to stay healthier. So smart devices is a key enabler for consumers. There are thousands of apps out there, everything to promote healthy living, healthy lifestyle, interaction with your caregiver, scheduling appointments, medications. You could refill your prescriptions. So increasingly, consumers are becoming enabled, engaged, and they're expecting more. The second trend I want to talk about is the transition to value-based healthcare. So the fee-for-service model is going away. It's not completely gone yet. We've transitioned into things like bundle payment and increasingly into value-based care. So in order to deliver value-based care, and any organization who's assuming risk, could be a payer, could be an ACO, you need to engage the patient in this care continuum. The third trend I'd like to talk about is the shift to lower cost settings. So the hospitals aren't going away, but the care that happens inside the four walls of a hospital is very important. But what's more important is what happens outside the four walls of a hospital. I'll give you an example of this. We have one customer in Asia, aging population, very common trend. They don't have enough inpatient beds to manage the patients. So we are actively working with them to keep the patients in the home using technologies like telehealth, audiovisual consults, monitoring in their home. So these are some of the mega trends that we're seeing. Probably you're seeing too, but Bulent, I'd like you to comment on what you're seeing at Salesforce.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Every year we publish a healthcare study. Recently this year we published our Connected Patient Report. So for this study, more than 1,700 adults with healthcare insurance and primary care physicians surveyed. And a couple of insights came, and I want to share that. Three topics that I want to talk about. One is patients' ability to receive health data review. The other one is wearables and post-discharge. Today, more than 60% of patients' health data review happens in person. This really limits the patient's ability to receive this information and the care that the way they want it, right? And virtual care options is becoming more and more increasingly popular when the patient is deciding which provider to go with. You know, the same survey participants change their primary care physician at least once within the 50% of them change their primary care physician within the last 10 years. So telemedicine, home health is becoming increasing trends to make the patient-doctor interaction more convenient. Wearables. Almost all the patients that wearable data, they expect this information easily integrated with their health profile. But furthermore, 78% of these patients said they're willing to give access, grant access to providers in return receive better care. 67% of the patients said they're willing to give this information to insurance organizations to get better rates. And the last point is post-discharge. We both agree that care should not stop with the discharge. Right? Engaging in preventive care practices is the extremely important opportunity to reduce the healthcare costs and increase the number of healthy individuals. So three things can be improved in post-discharge. One, better communication between the care team members. Two, better communication between doctors and patients. Three, modern technology to manage the health data. So for that, Steve, organizations, healthcare organizations are looking at companies like Philips and Salesforce to help them address these challenges.
Yeah. So, Bulent, could you comment a little on what does this partnership mean? I mean, it's not a traditional partnership. Oftentimes I'll go in meeting with healthcare executives, and what is this relationship with the CRM company? So can you talk from your perspective?
Sure. As during the introduction mentioned about different level of partnership we have, I think we have a very strong and important partnership. And this partnership really complements each other. Beside the fact that we both bring modern platform technologies to the table, Philips brings clinical expertise. You guys automate the clinical workflows, address the clinical data and device data challenges, and also bring actionable insights. What Salesforce brings to the table is the customer relationship management applications. These are market-leading applications. Not only that, the customer success platform. We have a saying at Salesforce, our customers come to Salesforce for our market-leading applications, but they keep staying with us because of our customer success platform. So what do I mean with that? So with this cute architecture, let me try to explain. What we did, we took the 5 business transformations, data, intelligence, speed and agility, mobile and IoT, incorporated into our platform. At the bottom, you see the data from every source. On top, we recently announced our artificial intelligence layer. We call it Einstein. Over the years, we acquired 14 market-leading companies and integrated and incorporated them right in the platform so that you don't have to be data scientists. You don't need to hire a data scientist. It's point and click, declaratively enabled, take advantage of artificial intelligence in your applications. On top, we have Lightning. As name indicates, it's the lightning, the speed and agility. It's for IT, it's for customers, for developers and partners to build rapid applications in a declarative way. From code to low code to no code, you can build amazing applications. And on top, of course, we have market-leading CRM applications. Sales, service, marketing, community, analytics, Commerce Cloud, IoT, and our marketplace. So when we are lacking an app, our partners can fill the gap, and it natively runs on this platform. So if you think about the platform and what Philips brings on the table, you guys, customers, can take advantage of what we both bring to the table and build amazing applications. But if you think about CRM context, what CRM might mean for healthcare, Steve, if you can move to the next slide. You can think about taking advantage of both companies' offerings. You can provide applications and use cases from acquire to serve to engage healthcare journey, such as patient marketing, contact center, home health services, care team collaboration to patient services. So these are all CRM capabilities that you can bring to healthcare and take advantage of both companies' capabilities.
Great, thank you. So we have a couple real-world examples of how this collaboration has been successful. We mentioned earlier our hospital-to-home solutions, which allow for telehealth and audiovisual consults. You can see that in the booth. We also have a multi-vendor services team that goes out and services not only Philips equipment, but other vendors' equipment. And they've built their application on top of the Salesforce platform. Another example, which really demonstrates what we call the intro to this, the hybrid cloud to cloud, the intercloud solution. It's called Connect to Healthy. You can see a demo again back here in the booth. So this was a situation where we wanted to demonstrate, again, that care continuum, the consumerism, the patient, the consumer is in charge. So the demo, if you go see it, it's a consumer-directed portal where the consumer controls with whom they share their data, who gets to see their data, whether it's their primary care physician, a particular hospital, device data, it could be glucometer, so it's device integration, it's EMR integration, and then also we took the best from Salesforce, so establishing that caregiver team, that network, using the Salesforce platform, secure communication using Chatter. We can deliver content to this particular patient based on their condition. And Salesforce, if you kind of visualize it, is on top with their customer relationship management or patient relationship management, what they specialize in. And when you get down into deep clinical content, the FDA, the regulated world, the HIPAA compliant world, where Philips is very comfortable, and that's our DNA. So together, the two clouds, 1 + 1 is more than 2. Yeah. Again, I invite you to.
So, Steve, let's talk about the recent app that we collaborated together. So if you move to the previous slide, actually, over the years, Philips and Salesforce, we've collaborated on many different apps, from diabetes to doctor communities. The recent one, Philips always challenged us to move to the next level. In certain regions, data privacy, the data being resident in certain country borders is really important. Philips said, this is great what we're building together, but it always relies on replicating data between Philips platform and Salesforce platform. Can we achieve the same agility, same speed without replicating data, so the data can reside on Philips platform in the country and customers can use, partner ecosystem can use Salesforce as a rapid application development. So over the years, we worked together, and the recent app that we worked was on Parkinson's app. And we time boxed it. We said, we have 6 weeks. We're going to put the 2 people from each side, and we're going to build this app together. So with that, data layer seamlessly connected to Philips through the FHIR APIs. It's an industry standard. So without data being replicated, this integration is done. Once the integration is done, Philips data model appears to Salesforce developers no different than any other data model in Salesforce. So that allowed us to immediately take advantage of Lightning components and the community. Through the community, we were able to expose to patients so they can record their data, and extended care team members. And through the Lightning platform, without replicating data, we were quickly and easily built this application, so that proved the point.
Yeah, it was very good proof points. So, Mulan, why healthcare? I mean, Salesforce is a very successful, arguably #1 CRM company, one of the #1 cloud solution providers. Why the focus on healthcare?
Yeah, since we started, we focused on customer relationship management, and many customers can see these are like horizontal capabilities. But if you look at it in the context, when you market Salesforce, we talk about customers, we talk about engagement. But our customers use our applications and capabilities in the context of their industry. If you talk about healthcare, they call it patient, doctor. You move to retail, they call it sales associate and client and shopper. If you move to manufacturing, different names. We have to take our platform, fine-tune it, make it available for industries, and help them to solve their business challenges. And healthcare is no different. My team builds applications not only for healthcare, but for many other industries as well, retail, manufacturing. What I really like is that seeing a solution works in one industry and applying to another industry. Let me give you guys an example. For example, consumer goods. You send service agents to retail shops to fill the, let's say Coke bottles on a freezer and do certain things. It's a scheduling challenge. It's a task management challenge. You can apply for that. We built field service application with a really intuitive mobile. You can even use in the dark, one hand. So we apply the same technology to healthcare. You can send nurses at home, similar challenges. So I really like learning from one industry, from one set of customers, and applying to other customers as well.
Yeah, great. So just from my perspective, what gets me out of bed in the morning, healthcare is the industry that I feel like I want to be involved in for many reasons. Number one, the technological challenges are endless, but the technologies that are becoming available, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, cloud computing, are phenomenal. But more interestingly, putting those into a business context to solve a business problem, with the evolving nature of healthcare, changing reimbursement models, changing relationships between providers and consumers and patients, changing relationships between the payers, the providers, between pharma, med device, research. So it really is almost a perfect storm. And new business models are being created, and new partnerships are being created. If you had told me 5 years ago that a CRM company would be this closely aligned with a healthcare company, I would have wouldn't have understood, but now it makes perfect sense. So with that, any parting advice or one key takeaway you'd like to offer?
Yeah, I would recommend organizations to invest in modern technology platforms, not only to address the requirements they have today, but also choose a technology platform that can evolve with your for your needs over the years to come as well. So if I talk about Salesforce, we do 3 releases every year with hundreds of new innovative features. And these releases are not something that you have to go implement and do something about it. These are automatic upgrade releases. So if you go back all the way 18 years, we did 57 releases, bringing you all sorts of innovative functionality. So pick a technology that evolves with your needs over the years, like Salesforce, like Philips platform.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I would just add that when you talk to healthcare about cloud computing, cloud technology, initially the reaction is is mostly negative, and it varies by geography. Some geographies are more accepting of cloud technologies. But for example, one of the perceived shortcomings is security. My opinion, I've been in healthcare a long time, is the average provider data center is no more secure than a industry standard cloud computing environment. So other industries have adopted cloud computing for all the benefits for scalability, elasticity, flexibility, to help them meet their digitization and innovation agenda. I am seeing a shift. I am seeing more of healthcare, and including med device and pharma and life science, are accepting of cloud technologies, and I think it will help our healthcare clients achieve their innovation and digitization agenda. So with that, I appreciate your attention, and Paul, maybe there are a few questions.
Yeah, any questions from the audience? We'd love to hear your thoughts or feedback or anything like that. All right, well, maybe they're just taking it in here. So we can also encourage you, if that clicker, we can join the discussion on Twitter too. But I guess in that case, we'll just say thank you very much. Bulent, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And Steve, thanks so much for hosting.
Thank you.
Here, oh, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. So if you'd like to join the discussion later, if you have a moment, I'm sure you have time for a quick question offline with these gentlemen here. Otherwise, you can talk to us at Philips Live From and use the hashtag HIM17. We'd love to hear what you thought of this session, the content, any questions you have, and please join us there. We have our next presentation at 1 o'clock. You can see the topic and speaker here, and it's one of 3 more to the show. So thanks, everybody.